Hello, hello, hello. Happy Tuesday. Come on in, come on in. Say hello, say hello. Hi, everybody. Happy Tuesday. How's everyone doing? Come on in. Say hello when you come in. Hello, Facebook family. Hello, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. How's everybody doing? Come on in. Say hello. Come on in. Say hello. It's been quite a very busy weekend. It was a busy weekend. so, um, hi everyone. So my voice is a bit husky because I have a cold. Um, yeah. Hello, Iceman. How are you? Send me an email and give me an update. Send me an email and give me an update. I'll be expecting your email. Hi, everybody. Come on in. Say hello. Come on in. Say hello. TJ. T. Happy Tuesday, Miss Giwa. How are you? See, I'm not wearing black today. Well, you sleeping, baby? I'm gonna say hi to everybody. Look at my spelling bee champion. Look at my spelling bee. If you haven't met this kid of mine, this is TJ. It's my baby. Well, yeah, technically it's my baby. Won second place overall regional. Like how many schools? Like 10 schools, 20 kids all together, and he was the only black kid out of 20 kids. Only black kid on that stage. Did you notice that, kiddo? You notice that? Yeah. Yep. We're proud of you, baby. The kid can spell. Hello, Mr. Olajumeji. Where have you been? The kid can spell. Like, I went to law school, and some of those words, to myself, half of what am I talking? Half. 3/4 of those words, I have no clue what they mean. Like, there was one word they told him to spell, checker. Checker. I was like, okay, you're thinking checker. Okay, CHE something something. A CH. You think he looks like me until you see his dad. I think I have a photo because we took a photo together of on my Facebook page. If you go to my Facebook page, you see his dad standing beside him, and that's his mini me. So if you see his dad, the same long face and all that, but when you don't see his dad, you think, okay, he's my kid. But once you see his dad, you're like, oh, I was just a surrogate. But yeah, we're so proud of him. My sister also turned 39 on Sunday, so it was a busy weekend. But good to see everybody. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend as well. How's your week shaping up? This is Attorney Abisola Adebola Olale Samuel. I am an immigration attorney based in Alabama, representing immigration clients in all 50 states. If you've got an immigration case, if it's a case type that we handle, we can and do represent immigration clients regardless of the state you live in. Now I'll take a deep breath. Come on in, everyone. Let's talk immigration. Y'all already know the drill. Thank you. If you have questions, put them in the comment section. Hi, TikTok family, and please subscribe to YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook and TikTok. Yeah, TikTok and Instagram. Subscribe to YouTube. All 4 platforms. It is, if you type in at Olale Immigration, you will see the Salt and Pepperhead Girl. And just share our videos. When I tell you people that there are a lot, every single day, there is no day that passes that I don't get a DM, an email, something from somebody saying, hey, I never scheduled an interview, a consultation with you, but just watching your videos, helped me to figure out what I needed to do in my case. And so if it helps one person, that's the reward there. So please share, like, follow. That will be very much appreciated. I do not take all your support for granted. They're all appreciated very, very much. So if you need to contact our office, our number is 334-341-4475. You can also text us to that number, same number on WhatsApp, and also visit our website at olalayalawfirm.com. Let me see if I can, okay, right here. Let me put it on. So if you're on YouTube and Facebook, you can see it on your screen, olalayalawfirm.com. So my website is very, very easy to navigate, intentionally so. So you easily find what you're looking for. But once again, hello, Blue Trillions. How are you? Number is 334-341-4475. Let's talk immigration, people. Okay, so let's talk about all the craziness going on with USCIS. So tonight we're talking about immigration news, update, question and answers later on. If you're just, if this is your first time here, say hello. I usually come on live on all 4 platforms every Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'm going to try that usually like 9 p.m. But, we're Africans. So 9 p.m. is more like 9:10, 9:15. So at least it's not an hour. Let me charge my computer. So I mean, it's it's better than an hour. But so every Tuesdays and Thursdays, 9 p.m., 9:15 ish, thereabout, you'll see me. And so let's talk immigration news update, and then we take questions and answers. A lot of people reached out to me Thursday after we had a special guest. We had Miss 𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝑀. Evaluation. And if you need to contact her, go on my page, either Instagram or Facebook, and her contact information is on my page as well. So keep in mind, she only can help you if you live in Texas, Florida, and Georgia for now. If she adds more, or when she adds more states, I will be sure to let you guys know. Alrighty, so what's been going on in the immigration world? Let's start with 3 main things that has happened within the last week. Okay, give or take within the last 4 days, something like that. Okay, for those who have asylum, if you filed asylum or you're filing asylum, and you are a C8 category asylum, for instance, affirmative asylum cases, now you are eligible to file your work authorization online. So your I-765, once you have a pending asylum application, so you will be able to file and submit an I-765 online. Keep in mind, however, that in order for you to, so someone was asking me earlier today that, is it still, because someone was asking me how they could join the ASAP or CASA, because, when the last administration, when they stopped the 180 days club, E80 club for asylum, and the last president made it to be a whole year, you had to wait to get E80, right? There were a group of people who sued the federal government, and so there was, if you were a member of those class members of that action, if you're a member of CASA or ASAP, then you still would have benefited from filing your E80 within the 180 days. That was the law. When President Biden took over, sometime, don't quote me on this, but I want to say it was still back in 2021 that they changed it, or last year, early last year, something. So it doesn't matter now whether or not you are a member of CASA or ASAP. Everybody who files for their asylum application, as long as that application has been pending for 150 days, you become eligible to file your work permit application. So now you're able to actually file that work permit application online. If you have a pending asylum and you have to wait 150 days, nothing you can do about that. But it doesn't matter whether or not you are an ASAP or CASA member. Now, I'm not saying you can't join. That's fine. If you still want to give yourself peace of mind, that's okay. But that is no longer required. Everyone can now file their work permit application based on asylum, a C8 category work permit after 150 days. But USCIS will not adjudicate that application until 30 days after you have filed the E80. So a total of 180 days from the time that you submitted your properly filed I-589 asylum application. I probably have confused everybody, but that's okay. So that's number one. What's the next thing? Okay, for those who have RFEs, request for evidence, or notice of intent to deny, NOID, or you're filing an I-290B based on a denial of an application or petition, either a motion to reopen, motion to reconsider, or filing an appeal, or you're filing an N-336, a request for hearing after an N-400 has been denied. USCIS, if you guys remember that, based on, you definitely confused. Okay, I'm sorry, but I don't know how else to explain it. I will ask you a question and we'll come back to that. If you guys remember from during COVID, USCIS started that policy where they extended the time frame to respond to RFEs and notice of intent to deny. Normally, you would have 30 or 33 days thereabout, or there are some RFEs that would have specific dates for you to respond to that RFE. Based on this policy, so because of COVID, they started this, and today USCIS extended. Now, they said last year that was going to be the last thing they were going to extend. However, this is the shortest extension. So this may most likely be the last time they would extend it. So now, if you have a request for evidence that USCIS sent you, a notice of intent to deny, you are able to still submit your response to that RFE or NOID up to 60 days from the due date. Example, if your RFE says that your response must be received on or before January 25th, 2023, then it's, even though it says January 25th, 2023, you have up until, so January, February, March, give or take, March 23rd, to respond to the RFE. Because of this extension, COVID flexibilities policy, you have an additional 60 days to respond to the request for evidence. The same thing goes for a notice of intent to deny. For the most part, a NOID will have in the notice of intent to deny, it would say your response is due 30 days or 33 days if you receive this notice by mail. So you count additional 60 days from that 30-day mark or the 33-day mark. And during that time frame, you are able to respond, and they have to accept your response as being timely filed. Same thing applies with filing a motion to reopen or an appeal, an I-290B application. The difference is this. Unlike the RFE and notice of intent to deny, where if USCIS issued the RFE or NOID between March 2020 and March 23rd, 2023, it's the date is shorter when it comes to the I-290B. I-290B was effective November 1st, 2021. So up until the same date, March 2023, you have additional 60 days to file the I-290B motion to reopen, reconsider, or appeal, whatever the case may be. If it's a 485, if it's a valid denial or a 765 denial, whatever the case may be, you have the additional 60 days as well when you file a motion to reopen and a motion to reconsider. So that's number two. What else is going on in the immigration world? One more thing is the extension of your extension notice for your conditional residency card. Laura Kosha, this is what USCIS is trying to say. They're trying to say that they don't think they're able to combat the issue of the backlogs they haven't. I've got people who consult with me and say, as this lawyer, I filed my I-751 since 2018. And I'm like, 2018, like that's 5 years. Or 2019. And someone just getting interviews. It is ridiculous, people. It is absolutely nuts. So what is the best solution USCIS has come up with? They will initially, remember, whenever you file it, 751 is a petition to remove conditions to your residency. So you're going from a conditional residency resident to a permanent resident, 2-year green card to a 10-year green card. They initially started with 18 months because pre-COVID, give or take, you get called for an interview. Post-COVID, it's been erratic. So because of that, they went from 18-month extension of your conditional green card based on that extension notice that you can present, so you can continue to travel and continue to work because that's proof of your legal status. They went from 18 months to 24 months, right? Now it's double to 24 months. 4 years is what extension notice you're going to be getting if you have filed or will be filing an I-751. Your extension notice, as for those who are eligible, is going to be extended for 4 freaking years. So let's do the math. If you became a conditional resident in 2020, let's say January 2020, right? Let's April, because I don't do that math. I don't do math if it doesn't have a dollar sign in front of it. So this doesn't have. So let's do April because that will be easier for me. So 2 years from April, you filed 90 days before. So you filed sometime in January 2022. So you've been you're a permanent resident, because albeit conditional, it's still a permanent residency status since April 2020. Now you filed in 2022. They give you a 4-year extension now. So that means that that notice will make your card valid up until 2026. Whether you're married to a citizen and you're eligible to apply for a naturalization after 3 years, or you're no longer married and you're doing it on your own after 5 years. Either way, some people would have to wait that long to have their I-751 adjudicated. So the way things are going, it is very likely that a lot of people would actually be able to or become eligible to file for citizenship while still waiting on the I-751 to be adjudicated, and probably would get their naturalization certificates and not even ever get a 10-year green card. But what about your first year? So there we go. What's going to happen to those who have already filed the I-751? USCIS is going to reissue your extension notices. Now, I've had all my clients. Let's see. Just one person hasn't contacted me. And there's some clients who just don't bug you at all. Like you're the one who actually like, hey, you're still alive? What's going on? Hello? Yeah, she's that kind of person. She does not like to bug me at all. And because there are some clients who email me like every other day. Like, what do you think is going to change in 48 hours? Like, okay, and I digress. But besides this lady, Miss M, every other client has reached out like, hey, of course we will send it to you. But everyone is like, okay, what's going on? Am I eligible and all that? We would not know who's going to be eligible. For the most part, I think most of my clients will be eligible if you have a pending case. But the one thing I'm not clear of yet, and they haven't clarified, is if you had filed a 751 in the past and that got denied, and now you're refiling, because whenever your 751 is denied, USCIS will tell you that your status has been terminated. Although it does not stop you from refiling another 751 petition. So, question I still have, which I've talked to some of my colleagues and trying to figure out that to get a straight answer on that is, will that affect those whose cases of previous petitions have been denied and not have to refile, and they're still not being referred to immigration court? There's no need to appeal to immigration court, nothing. That's to be seen. And once I get the answer to that question, I will let you guys know. So that's it as far as immigration news update. That's what's going on. Oh, by the way, a word is enough for the wise. So people, listen up. If you have a VAWA case that was recently filed, I have lodged a complaint, and I've also emailed the Ombudsman office. USCIS is allegedly being careless about VAWA cases. I have someone who told me that they actually called Because normally you cannot get any information about USCIS, about VAR cases when you call the toll-free number. Someone called because they haven't seen their receipt notices. And when I tell you they were able to actually speak with someone regarding a VAR case on a toll-free number, and the person actually gave them receipt numbers over the phone, that is scary. That is dangerous. That is very risky. VAR is a confidential situation. It is confidential. There's no reason why anyone can pick up the phone and call USCIS and get any information about a VAR case. However, because of the amount of VAR cases that are being filed, USCIS is rerouting those cases to different service centers. So you may, if you filed a VAR case recently, you may actually get your receipt notice number would, rather than start with EAC, it would start with LIN, or it can start with TSC. It can start with any of the service centers because they're rerouting them. Once they issue the receipt notices, then they transfer. You get another notice alert on your case saying we've transferred your case to another office having jurisdiction. Then they transfer it to the Vermont Service Center. In the midst of doing all of that, they're not concealing VAR cases. And so that means anyone can pick up the phone who has your alien number and find out information. Because I put a post up today, I was like, the face you make when you know you're about to be up to no good. That was what I was about to fight. And let me tell you, people, because I need to speak to the supervisor, whoever it is that is over. And by the time I was done with the conversation with this supervisor today, then they told me, after they had given me, because I called regarding another person's case, and I spoke with someone just to confirm if this person was telling me the truth. Obviously, I didn't doubt, but I could not believe that would be possible. So as the attorney of record, I called regarding another case. And when I tell you that they actually gave me the receipt numbers of this case, of my client's case, over the phone in the VAR case, and I said, how in God's name are you guys giving receipt numbers over the phone for a confidential case? She's going to tell me it doesn't show as VAR on my end. It does not? Then she says, hold on. The next thing I get is supervisor. Then by the time we were done, they said, well, we cannot give you any information. It's a confidential case. It was like, yeah. So my point is, if you're still living with your abusive spouse, whatever the case may be on alert. I'm not sure what's going on with USCIS. They're dropping the ball big time. But be aware, be on alert, because if once I'm like that, I will drop everything I'm doing and get on it. Like, no, you ain't gonna cause issues for my clients. And the supervisor was like, we're so sorry. This is, can you confirm the exact number of the person? I don't know. You confirm why confidential cases are being, information on confidential cases are being given freely. But anyway, I digress. Just so you guys know, that's what's going on, and that is very scary. Okay, let's get to questions. I'm gonna start on. Alrighty, let's go here. Okay. Alrighty, Alicia Thompson says, how long do you have to wait after filing your vow? Okay, let me rephrase. How long do you have to wait after filing your vow to get your work permit? If you go to uscis.gov/person times, it's got the person times as far as how long it's taken. There is no rhyme, but let me just say this, there is no rhyme or reason with USCIS and anything they're doing right now. I have a work permit that was approved, that we got the email notification that was approved today. We filed it in November for a VAR client, and it was approved today. So November 23rd. So about 2 months. And I have some that we filed back in June of last year. We're still waiting on. Don't know. Okay. BO says, how long does it take to get a prima facie after filing for VA? So we got quite a number. I think I got 10 prima facie determinations today. I can use that as I can give you an estimate, but there's no set time. So that, let's see. Because and keep in mind, because of the delay in getting receipt notices, that may also affect when you will get your prima facie determination. The one that took the longest was one that we filed in September. Yeah, filed in September, and so October, November, December, January, 4 months. That's out of the pile that we got today. That's the one that had the longest time. So, yeah, if that puts things in perspective for you. How long it takes? Usually it come out after notice of receipt of a valid petition, and can someone file jointly with separated wife after filing valid petition against her? So, as far as the receipt notices, you just have to wait. The funny thing is, so I got the 2 cases that we got the receipt notices today. And those cases, we also got the prima facie determination today. I'm not really sure what's going on with Voluntary Center, but it seems like they already put that in their system, already reviewed it, and also issued. But the prima facie determinations were issued last week. That's a date on them. So, but we got everything in the mail today. I don't know. There's a rhyme or rhythm, 𝐸𝐴𝐿, but as far as whether or not you can file taxes jointly with your abusive spouse, that's up to you. There's nothing that says you cannot. If anything, that may actually help your case, because it shows that you're still trying to, make the marriage work. And let me just say this: a lot of people think once you file valid, that means that you cannot still be in touch with the abuser, or you have to know. I've had cases where people actually they have babies after a valid case has been filed, after a valid case has been approved. Nothing says that you have to leave your abuser. Nothing says you have to get divorced. No, life goes on just as normal. So that doesn't affect your case in any way, because the whole point of that is not to separate or to end your marriage. The whole point of that is for you not to be held hostage and your immigration status used as a weapon against you. I hope that makes sense. Okay. Tumblr previously had a J1 that required a 2-year rule, which I did not fulfill, but I've had 2 other J1 visas, including my current one, which state that I'm not subject to 212E. Can I adjust my status? Short answer would be most likely not. This is just general information. This has nothing to do with anybody's specific case. But if you ever had a J1 visa, J1 status, that you were required to serve the 2-year home residence rule, and you never did, you're either going to have to do that or get a waiver. Okay, VAWA approved. C. Meyer, if the Form I-45 is denied, do I lose the protection by VAWA and can I be deported? As long as you apply to extend, because once you get VAWA approved, they also give you a deferred action, but the first one is automatic. But if you want to keep that, then you have to apply for this. So as long as you apply for your deferred action, then that prevents you from being deported. Generally, just general information. This arm has been aching since morning. I don't know what I did. Okay, let's go to TikTok. Okay. see. Thank you, Christian Faithfuls. I appreciate that. I will be 40 in February. Okay. I'm American and my fiance is an international student. If we get married, how long for a green card? That is not a question I can answer because it depends on where you live. It depends on how long it is taking the field office. So that's not a yes, that's just not a question I can answer. Does expediting EAD through Congress really make a difference? Depends on your congressman or woman or senator and your state. Some states are very, very active. Some states actually have more, what's the word I'm looking for? More, for lack of a better word, power, or influence. That's what I'm looking for than other states. So, yeah. Call my number again, 334-341-4475. 334-341-4475. Love your hair. Thank you. If I get a dollar for every time someone says it love this hair, I would be a millionaire by now. Like for real. Like for real. Yeah, we Africans. Like, if you want an African, let me just use Nigerian, but I think most Africans to be at a party. If the party starts at 10, or let me say 6 p.m., and you want the Nigerian or African to be there on time, please tell them the party starts at 2. Tell myself party better 6. Oh, yeah, better 6 for real. 6 like I want to shower now. Because, we've got to have special entry. Because when we go, when we get to a party, I want to call, like, my mom is an Ijebo woman, and she's probably here. That woman can party. Gosh. Oh, my Ijebo people love party. That's the truth. I have an Ijebo mother. And like a party. Like, till Jesus comes back. My mom is going to be 70 in April. You would never know she's almost 70 because she would, and then I think that keeps her young. But see, yes, I want to with people. All the maturings will go on and they have to make they have to make an entrance. I'm like, see, I can party, but my party is limited. Like I'm more of a homebody. But my mom and my sister, and my body, like don't even try. I'm telling you, those what if you want an African to be somewhere at 6 and it starts at 6, please tell us it starts at 2. Cause I'm a lati taton, like please. Don't that's what we do. How to exchange asylum application for work visa. I'm not really sure that's a question. Or what is your question about that? I've been in the US 4 years now, still no work authorization, and my asylum has been pending since 2019. Claudia, why don't you have work authorization? Okay, you need to see an attorney, or you figure out why would you not have work authorization if you have an asylum pending? Unless it's something I'm missing. But if your asylum has been pending 150 days, you are eligible to file 765, but they will not approve it until it's been pending 180 days total. But 2019, oh no. Oh no. I want to ask about international students. Am I allowed to work apart from school? If you don't have a work authorization, no. You're going to be violating your F status. Okay, let's see. My boyfriend and I want to get married. Been together 1.5 years. He's on an F1. Will it be difficult to get a green card? Unless there's some issues to worry about, but it's always better to consult with an immigration attorney. That's not a yes or no. I can give a yes or no because I don't know anything about his history. Applied EAD renewal after its expiration. Can this harm pending VAWA after approval of VAWA? I would not believe so. What happens if you lose your expired conditional card during the extension? Just make sure you have the extension. Hopefully you have a copy of your card before you lost it. But the extension, and if you've already exceeded extension, and the stamp in your passport doubles as evidence of your continued legal status. Okay. Oh my God. This is so off topic, but I was scrolling and your gray hair cut my eye. Y'all, let me just tell about this gray hair. Because I was like, and if I dye my hair, my hair being black, I never used to look I'm going to be 45. And I always looked so much younger. People always thought I was a kid. I'm 5'1". But it got to a point, it's like, the reason I stopped dyeing my hair was because I'm Ijebu. Like, it was just a waste of money to keep buying hair dye. And I was like, why? Because a week after I have to, because my hair, I have every single time I wash it and rebraid, I have to trim it. So, because I don't care for long hair. I'm not a hair person. I'm just not. No, I don't care to go to salon. I don't. I'll do manicure and pedicure, but that's it. But I just left it, and it just had a mind of its own, and it's. I never give it a thought though. I never do, for real. But I think it's just taking a whole identity, taking up its own identity, and it's. I wouldn't say I wanted to look old. I just wanted to look my age. I don't know, but thank you. What do you do when your green card is denied? Reason: because the condition was not removed before date. Need to see an attorney and discuss what your options are. Can a child that's 20 and a half years old petition for their parents? No. The child has to be 21. Can a spouse on Social Security sponsor an immigrant below poverty income? If they don't meet the poverty income, they can be a joint sponsor. Now, if they are the actual petitioner, every petitioner is required to complete an I-864. Whether or not their income is going to be enough, that's a different story, and whether you're going to need a joint sponsor. But as far as them being a sponsor on their own or a joint sponsor for somebody else, no. If you are an asylum seeker and you are married to a green card holder, what should you do? What should you do about what? When all the fees going up for filing citizenship, we don't know yet. There hasn't been any set date. Can extensions be compounded, for example, 24 months for I-751 and then another 24 for N-400? There's no extension for N-400. N-400, there's no extension because you're just filing naturalization. Let's see. Can I file citizenship after separated in marriage of 5 years? My 10 years green card issued 2021. If you're separated, you may still be able to. The time that you cannot file based on 3 years is if you're not divorced from the person. So if the divorce happens before you have your interview, then you will have to withdraw your application and wait till 5 years. But you may be better off talking to a lawyer to know exactly when you can. Oh, your husband's work permit got approved today and submitted in December. told you there's no rhyme or reason with USCIS. Congratulations. I'm sure he's happy. It's ridiculous. I filed for a fiancé visa. It's been a year. What I have to do? There's nothing. I have 3 that we actually sent in expedited requests, and all 3 were denied. You're not the only one. It's just what it is, really. How long does it take now to get the condition on the green card removed? They just announced that they're going to be issuing a 4-year extension notice for the conditional green card. So that gives you an idea what it's going to be like. But it's taking forever. Now, last year, to the credit of USCIS, last year, I got 2 cases. I-751, we got 2 green cards. Was it 2 or 3? One of the 2. I can't remember, but at least I know 2 that were self-petitions. One was divorce, one was abuse, that we filed at the tail end of 2021, and we got them last year. So they were actually less than a year when the green cards were issued without interviews. So it's still possible to have that done. It's still possible for them to issue your 10-year green card without an interview and within a reasonable amount of time. I think it will actually benefit for those that would have interviews waived in their cases. I would anticipate that those cases, they would have the green cards issued within a reasonable time. I guess the longest wait will be for those who USCIS has decided they will be scheduled for an interview, and then waiting time is really when the interview is going to take place. I did my citizenship interview since September, and I have not heard back from them. That reminds me, I have a client who did an interview in September. I have to call her. I have to call Miss Grace. Okay. Thank you. That reminded me, because 120 days. So if you've been waiting 120 days, the law says they have to make a decision within 120 days. So it's time to send them a demand letter and a reminder, because that's what I'm going to be doing in my client's case, that we've been waiting and we need them to make a decision, because that's what the law is. Okay, let's see. If a spouse is on an R1 visa, is there a process to remain in US? So Niger_wifey, are you asking if there's a process for your spouse to adjust status or change status, or are you asking for yourself? Because there's an R2 for spouses of R1 visa holders, and if he or she is already on an R1, then there is a possibility that the religious organization, the church, whatever the case may be, will be or may be willing to sponsor them on a religious worker green card petition. So that's an option that you or this person may have. Another lawyer said you needed to be separated from your abuser in order to obtain green card through VA. Huh? Are you sure that's a lawyer or an immigration consultant? I don't think any lawyer who does VA is going to tell you that. No. There is, see, there are different, everyone does things differently. But the one thing I always tell my clients is I can be your first opinion or I can be your second opinion. It doesn't matter to me. But just make sure if you're not satisfied the first time around, get a second opinion. But one thing does not change. One thing is going to be the same across the board. The law does not change. Well, the law changes, but applicable law to what in a given circumstance does not change. There is absolutely no requirement for you to be separated from your abuser in order for you to get a green card through VAWA. Absolutely no requirement. Let me go a step further. I have clients that I have won VAWA cases for and have the green cards that are still in the marriages that was the basis for their green card. I have one who actually had a baby afterwards. No, that's not true. Okay. Okay, doesn't matter. Okay, all right, let me go to Instagram. Let's see what Instagram people are talking about. Okay, okay. Let's see. Congratulations, TJ. Thank you. Oh, in true Nigerian, don't judge me. If you want to judge me, keep it to yourself. But in true Nigerian mother form, I said, but okay, congratulations and all that. But surely first 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕 when he got up on stage, I was like, what was the first thing on your mind? I have to listen, I must be doing something right. So the kid that won first place, then TJ won second place. So TJ has won, thank you, Jesus. TJ has won spelling bee at the school level since he was in fourth grade. He's in seventh grade now. So he won in fourth grade, fifth grade, sixth grade, and seventh grade. At the district level, he's won it 3 years in a row. District level is, schools involving Mississippi, Alabama, I'm not sure if Tennessee, Louisiana. District level for those independent schools. He won in fifth grade, sixth grade, and seventh grade. At the overall regional level, he won in fifth grade and sixth grade. The guy that he won, or the kid that was second place when TJ was in fifth grade and sixth grade, is the kid that won first place this year. So the kid has had to watch TJ win first place for 2 consecutive years. That kid came gun blazing. He was ready. That kid probably studied everything, and he was ready because when he won, he was like, finally. Well, my kid did something, and I'm so proud because there were a lot of kids who were like crying, and I was like thinking, like what? But that's the Nigerian mother. As soon as when the kid won, before my kid left the stage, he turned over to the kid, and shook his hands and says, congratulations. And I'm like, I must be doing something right. Because I've told my kid, both of them, like in life, we learn from every situation. When somebody succeeds, you've got to be happy for them. It doesn't matter whether or not you wanted that same thing, but if it's not yours at that time, you turn around and you congratulate them and you're happy for them. To see my kid do that on stage, I was like, Abisola, you're doing something right. That was good. And then when he came down, like, because out of 20 kids, I'm telling people, so there's beginner words, intermediate words, and advanced level. Those advanced words, I can tell y'all don't even understand. I'm a lawyer. I have 3/4 of those words I've never heard in my life. But for the past 3 years, they had, every time they get to advanced, it's usually the last 2 kids standing. Like last year, TJ and this kid went head to head in advance, and it was almost like 30 minutes just their round. And so that's usually, but this year, by the time they got to the advanced level, there were at least half of the kids, so at least 10 kids still standing. Those kids came ready this year. I was like, wow. So that's why I didn't fuss. I didn't fuss because I knew it was tougher. But true Nigerian mothers like, to be into with us, 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. And I was like, so what's the first thing that came across your mind when you were getting down the stage? And it was like, I was thinking she's gonna kill me. She being me. And I was like, But you know, 𝒊𝒎𝒎💊💈. So I just let it be. And his dad was like, just leave the kid alone. Leave the kid. Men no you little spell we got to spell like look quantity. So we think consignment would overload. But yeah, I mean, I am proud of him. He just loves spelling. Good evening. I want to know what I need to do if you have a pending I-130 from 2019 and just filed the application 2022. How do I link the new VAL application to the pending I-130 from 2019? Got to talk to a lawyer and discuss your case. Good to see you again. My week has been good. Thank you for asking. Okay. Let's see. Do you respond to DM on Instagram? So I do, but I'm not the only one who responds. I have an assistant who helps me. So I laugh because God, the kind of messages we get sometimes, not anything related to immigration. Some people just complete. Well, no, because I'm a professor, but I just hold my breath. Some are just clowns. Let's use that word. So I'm always thinking, and so when my sister, because she has access to my DMs, and she goes, "Have you seen this message?" I'm like, "Yeah, I saw it." And she gets a kick. I'm used to it. So we respond to messages on Instagram, but if it has nothing to do with immigration, or if we've told you have to pay for consultation and you're still trying to get, we're not to pay, we wouldn't respond. But we respond to all messages, texts, DMs. But on Instagram, and the only thing I know that I have complete sole access to is my email. But I cannot manage everything by myself. As an F1, what's the chances and pathways to a green card? Got to sit down with a lawyer and discuss your options. How easy is it to adjust status for an 8-year-old adopted child as a U.S. citizen? That child would acquire citizenship through you, but it depends on if you're doing an orphan adoption or family-based petition adoption. Sit down with a lawyer and figure out what your options are. Okay. We have the same nails. We do. Like I come up with the craziest things. Yeah. My nail tech user was like, "Okay, what are we doing today?" Okay. I sent you a message to email address last year and this year. If you sent me a message, I probably responded, and it's probably a response you didn't like, or maybe I already responded and you're asking me the same question, and I will respond if you're asking me the same question. But you can forward, Mr. Latimos, forward me the email, and if I responded, I'll just forward you my response. Okay, let's see. Okay, I already answered that question. My 10-year, what's this? UWA. My case got approved and I've been granted my 10-year residency. Congratulations. But who's that? Are you someone? If I think that maybe someone I know. If we've communicated before, email me and let me know. But congratulations. That is amazing. That is amazing. Is it possible to expedite your work permit filed through VAL if you are in medical line? Yes, they're still doing the healthcare expedited requests, so you can. Okay, let's see. Is it true that USCIS has given VAR case 2 years work permit? It's just not VAR cases. They're issuing 2-year work authorizations now, marriage-based, asylum, VAR cases. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Is it possible for a widower to proceed on immigrant visa After losing her wife in 1 year marriage, generally it is you convert to widow's petition, but I would advise for you to speak with a lawyer to actually know your way forward. Thank you, Mr. Olajumeji. Yes, so you're absolutely right. Every EAD, I believe, is 2 years now. Yeah, they're doing 2 years. Um, Marriage based, bias to marriage based, asylum. Yes. Okay, let's see. Okay. Spread underscore love. My condolences to the lady. Um, I would say for her to speak with a lawyer and see what options as far as she can continue with the case. Yes, short answer yes, it would convert to widow's petition. But as far as being able to get that I don't know, an expedited visitor visa or an expedited case, I don't know. She has to sit down with a lawyer to see what the options she has will be. Um, but that is so sad. Thank you, Mr. Elijah. Absolutely. Like Mr. Elijah just said, consultation is a must. Yes. Does my spouse have to be in the US before I start my EB1 application? No. Okay, let's see. Simply Paul, what is the repercussion of divorcing while you have a pending VAWA case? What are the consequences if denied or if approved? Good question. A lot of people ask me, okay, now my VAWA petition is pending. Can I go ahead and file for divorce? Here's usually my response. Why do you need to get a divorce right now? If it's just because, hey, I just want to move on with my life, I always say hang in there. Unless the person is on your neck and they're about to kill you or just, make life miserable for you because they want you to be divorced from them, that's fine. If there's nothing pressing, I always say leave it. Here's why. I have two cases right now that I consulted with them last week, and I have one that I did last year that is not pending. Those cases, all three had their initial VAWA cases denied. And we sat down, evaluated their cases, and decided that it's in their best interest to actually refile than to appeal, because now we've been able to address what the potential issues may be, and we can anticipate them and address them at the time it comes, either in the form of an RFE or NOID. If they were already divorced from their spouses and they had been divorced for more than 2 years, they will not be able to have that option of refiling, and the only other option would have been to file an appeal, which really in those three cases wasn't the strongest option. That's why I usually say, if you do not have to get divorced, just hang in there. Now, there are some cases where I can tell you, if you've got no Nigerian divorce decree issue and everything else checks out fine, obviously I can never give you a guarantee. That's just the way it is. But I can tell you, you know what? I don't see any reason why this should be denied. And now you can, but I feel much better as your lawyer if you just hold on. We never know, just in case. So I hope that answers your question, Simply Paul. Can an I-45 be denied after VAWA approval? Yes. A 485 is contingent on an underlying petition. However, a VAWA being approved does not automatically mean your 485 is going to be approved. A 485 has to do with admissibility issues. So if there's any ground of inadmissibility that you fall within, then there is a possibility that your 485 would not be granted. So, yeah. I need to have Mr. Olajumeji come on one day, and we should have this live together. I'm telling you. No, not live. Not come out right. Not listen. Not live together. Like live. Like LIVE. Is there any way you can get green card through asylum? Asylum is a pathway to green card. Once you're granted a SALI status, you have to be in a SALI for 1 year, and after 1 year, you are eligible to apply for a green card. If you file an I-360 and need a travel authorization, but didn't add it to your initial filing, are you still able to do that? If you filed an I-485 and you have that pending, yes, you can. Okay, let's see. Very good kid you have. Be genuinely happy for people's success. It is important in my household that you rejoice with other people. It doesn't mean you don't feel your own, you have your own feelings, but you've got to rejoice. And you can. It's one thing to tell kids something. It's another thing to let them see you do it. But it's another thing to actually see them do what you tell them and what you try to show. So I mean, that was, yeah. I mean, right there on a national stage, I was very impressed. I was like, okay, I see you, kid, but that's just the way it is in my household. You've got to rejoice with other people, and then you let their stories motivate you to keep going in what you want to do. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Oladimeji. Hello, Mr. Stanley. How are you? How was your day? Okay, let's see. Also, what can one do if EAD was received and Social Security not arrived this 2 weeks now? Go to the Social Security office and apply for one. Okay. Gotta wait. At Kanji, you have to wait 180 days. Okay. Let's see. Okay. All right, people. I think that's all I can take. We've been here in an hour. Let me see what's going on Facebook. And let's see. Why do I think I know this name? You want to say hello? Yeah, you guessed it. That's my big kid. You need something, kiddo? I'm almost done. Yeah, he's not gonna come. That's my 18-year-old. He ain't coming. Just got my 2 years work and travel permit notice. Do I qualify for the newly announced 4 years extension? Are you talking about an I-751, Mr. Owolabi? If you're talking about, because EAD is different from I-751 extension notice. So the 4 year extension notice has to deal with those who file I-751 to remove the conditions of their residency. And obviously that extension notice allows you to keep working and living and travel. But if that's different from an EAD combo card of work and travel permit. So anyway, all right, people. Thank you as always for joining. I really do appreciate it every single time. Y'all are just the best. And if we can help you with your immigration case, once again, our number is 334-341-4475. You can text us to that number. You can send us DMs. The one place that we don't usually respond is TikTok messages. You will get, if you send a message on TikTok, you will get a redirection to Instagram. I have like over 2,000 messages on my TikTok. We're just not going to deal with that. So if it's really pressing, please go over to Instagram or send us a text to the office number 334-341-4475, or visit our website at olalayalawfirm.com. All that information is on all the platforms. And just hang in there, people. Every single day, there's always someone to rejoice with. I'm a firm believer of I'm the kind of person that if I'm having it, because I have bad days like this, listen, But I'm a firm believer of if I'm having a day that's just not going well, like it's just not doing it for me. I feel a whole lot better looking for somebody to bless. And my mom says that about me that I just have. Listen, the way I have a heart of gold, I can do a 180 like, and I think is my defense mechanism. But I'm a firm believer of just rejoicing with people because you're drawing in your own blessing at the appointed time. Everybody's got their own time, and I know that this immigration stuff can be, you know, it just can be draining, uh, extensive, expensive, but just hang in there because I know that our journey is not going to be in vain. A lot of us are here just because we want to make sure that our generation, our children's generation and beyond, they get a better chance than we did. And, it may not go the way we hope that it will go, but God hasn't promised us a smooth path to anything, but He has promised us an expected end. So how he's going to pave the way to that expected end is where we now have to exercise the most patience. And I pray that at the end of it all, everyone's story, I always say, will surely end in praise. Hi, absolutely. So I will see you guys on Thursday. And thank you